She said, well, he's the man. He's the guy, he's the man.
I don't know what that means.
And so I just, he would know what to do. I looked at her and I said, how sure are you about that? Welcome back to Roots to Realities, where we
So you're not going to wait for me to finish pouring. You're just rude. You're just rude.
Listen, I'm excited. Who do we think we are with these new setups? We're not even the same people.
We done changed.
Who's sitting at the desks? Oh, shit.
Now you done broke it. Whatever it was, it's broken. Yeah, look at us. New setups. I'm still working on mine, guys, so don't judge. I'm not in prison. I put a little bit of artwork for you guys to see.
It has the Harry Potter.
And there's a little bit of blue light coming, but the hue's kind of dull.
I was gonna
you don't really see it. Because these LED panels that I have is great, right? Because now I don't look like a black blob just sitting on a couch. But at the same time, it washes out my lights. So probably gonna have to invest in some better color lights. But I don't want to be washed out in pink like you are. So
you are starting early.
We'll figure it out.
You are starting early.
No.
We don't have to be like that.
No, don't say that, my man.
I'm not doing this with you. We're not doing it.
Oh, wait.
Anyway.
Some fella.
What is that saying to me? Oh, because my
All
right, guys. Welcome back to Roots to Reality.
There we go.
Where we unpack who we are, where we came from, and the lives we're building in real time.
Oh, my God.
It's your girl, Shu, the vibe enhancer, alongside...
Hello? It had said reconnecting for me, so I didn't know what was going on.
I just did it was so nice. And now I have to do it again. I did a great opening. It was so nice. You would have been very proud. And now I got to do it again.
Yep. Let's do it, partner. I don't know how I want my hat.
Well,
but it's okay. As long as the sound comes out good. The audience will forgive bad video, but they won't forgive bad audio. Okay? So we're back at it one more time again. One more time again. I don't want to get too comfortable.
This man will
then I'll look fat. Sorry, go ahead. Go.
Welcome back to Roots to Realities, where we unpack who we are, where we came from, and the lives we're building in real time. It's your girl, Shu, the vibe enhancer, alongside...
It's your boy, Kevin B. the Brand, and today's conversation might step on a few toes, but that's what we like to do. We say sorry after we step on those toes. We give you fair warning before we step on those toes. But we're talking about family leaders, and specifically the idea that the firstborn is automatically the leader of the family. I wonder why you chose that line. We'll unpack it later on.
That unspoken rule a lot of us grew up with. You're the oldest, so you should know better. Set the example. Carry the family. But nobody really stops to ask, what happens when that doesn't happen?
Or when the role was never supposed to belong to them in the first place, right? Because the conversation isn't just about the birth order, it's about the pressure, expectations, identity, the true legacy of it all. We've seen families thrive under structure, and we've also seen families quietly fall apart under assumptions. So today, we're asking, who really leads a family? What really happens when the expected leader doesn't lead? And how does that impact everyone else? Yeah, you ate on this one. You wrote it. You wrote it, kid. Listen, you didn't Ron Burgundy me out. Now I'm proud.
Listen, I will tell you.
You produced this one.
Listen, I have to give credit though, because I really have to. You know me. I got to give credit where it's due. Renard came up with the concept. So we have
my guy.
What
y'all be doing? Y'all be doing this right here. My guy.
He was like, y'all should talk about that. And I was just like, we should. And then things happen.
It is crazy though when you really think about it. because you came out the CUDA first, that means you're automatically in charge. What if
Well,
you're a dum dum?
I had to take a second to hear that what you said, and I'm like,
What?
"Came out the cooter."
Yeah, the CUDA.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, I you know, yeah. I'm trying to, keep it a little bit clean, as clean as we possibly get it.
Mhm. Anyway, where does this belief
Such an
come
over exaggerator.
But it is funny though, because I would say it's a cultural expectation, right? But you see it everywhere. Even in the
Hmm.
movie. I'm gonna go even back to Mulan.
Hmm.
It was the firstborn son. A lot of movies you see, it's always and I think you know what, I do think, because I don't know, maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Men usually want a son first so that the man will be the leader. Oh, go ahead.
What was that?
What was what?
Okay, never mind. I
No,
think
here,
the situ
but
huh?
I did hear it earlier, but go ahead.
No. It was glitchy, not even an echo, it was just giving
Oh,
me glitch. But I think, to be quite honest, it comes from olden times and
mhm.
we've just adopted it. And it's not just a one culture thing. It's
No.
like everybody does it, right? You're talking about kings always wanted a son,
Mhm.
and they could have daughters before that, but it's the first son that takes over the throne, right? So, and I think we've adopted that through all cultures. Like the first son is the one that's going to take lead, whether there's multiple children beforehand. As long as it's not a boy, then it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the only people that broke from that, to my knowledge, was the British, because they'll put a queen. It's literally the first born is the one is the next line of succession. And then the second born is the next line of succession to that person, unless that person does not have kids. Because the moment they have kids, then that means, yeah, you my auntie, but I'm gonna be your boss one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild. 13-year-olds becoming kings and queens, because they were firstborn,
I mean,
and
that's
all
why
the pressure's on them. To be completely honest,
I feel Simba.
I would I would love to have been the second child, because you get all the perks of being the royal family, but none of the pressure. You know what I mean? It's like
Talking
I don't
about
ever have to inherit all that drama, all this problem, all the decision making. I'm chilling right here, second
it's about
son.
second born in the royal family, not second born in general.
No, not in general.
Okay. That's
Because
yeah.
I'm a boy, and most of them is the first son that takes over, unless you were, like I said, in and I could be wrong. Chat people in the comments, drop it below if I'm wrong, but I believe it's just the British is the only ones that I know of that broke from that first son thing. It's just firstborn. And they might be other, but that's the last monarch also. I don't think there's other monarchies out here. I think people work off of presidents, dictators, and there's another one.
Sometimes they're the same. Real quick side note. I don't remember which culture it is, so I'm not gonna guess because I don't want somebody to be offended. But
Hmm.
there is a culture, and I know they use well, I shouldn't say I know. I believe I was told they would actually kill the firstborn if it was a daughter because they wanted the
I don't know
firstborn.
nothing about that. I'm glad you didn't put no names of cultures out there,
No,
because that sounds wild crazy.
yes, but I remember, like, in high school learning about that, and that was just how important it was for the firstborn to be a man so that it can l I said it, he can lead.
It, that's just rude.
But, we gotta think about, like, jumping into leadership versus responsibility because
Hmm.
not everybody who's a leader knows how to be responsible. I almost went political, but I'm not gonna do that. So
You trying to touch that? You wanna touch politics? I feel it.
no, 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 I don't, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm very ignorant when it comes to politics. I just let Renard talk and I repeat what he says. Um,
Oh my god.
listen, I'm not a liar, but
So you just vote however Renard votes.
Oh, no, 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 that I don't do. I don't know how Bernard votes. That I do.
Oh.
I listen.
Wait, it's a secret in your household? Who votes for what?
Yeah, he tells me to mind my business. I always ask, and he tells me to mind my business.
Huh. That's interesting.
Why? Bernard tells me to mind my business all the time.
No, no, not that part. That part is not interesting. I hear that shit all the time. It's interesting that you guys don't share like who y'all voting for. So y'all could be a split house for all you know.
Yeah, but I also think it's because of my ignorance in politics, where he's just like, "I don't really give a
That
fuck
is
what you
true.
vote
Yeah.
for. You just what
Yeah.
you."
What do you need to know it for? You dumb.
But let's go back to, like, growing up. Um,
hmm
were you the oldest in your house? No, you had sister.
Um
No, you're the
in my immediate household, I was the oldest, but siblings wise, I'm in the middle.
how 'cause, technically, for my mother, I'm the second. For my father, I'm the first. Oh, look at us. We are very similar in that case. Um, no, whatever. Um, how was it like growing up for you being firstborn? Was it everything that we're pretty much talking about where the expectation was that you would and it's, and then we put in the fact that you lost your father at such a young age. You're the only man in the house. Do you feel like that pressure was placed on you to be the leader, to be the man of the house, or did you put that on yourself?
No, because that'd be wild crazy at the tender age of 4, me becoming a leader of anybody's house. Then there was some fucking dum dums walking around that house at that point. Then, and also there, I wasn't the firstborn male from my father,
Mm,
so like he was around also, and he took on that mantle because he was in. Let me see. He was at least in his teens by then, early teens. So and so, I mean, he took on that thing. Yeah, well, he took on it.
do you feel like you were ever forced to follow in his footsteps?
Who, my father?
No, your brother.
No, I wouldn't. Anyways, I'm my own person. I didn't. You know, it's one of those things where you go through certain shit
Mhm,
and you just know like I wouldn't do it this way. I would do things this way, not that way. You know, everybody has their own opinions on how things go. Was he completely wrong all the way? I'm not gonna say that, but um and there's some good core memories, but at the same time, I think he took that role on a little bit too serious
mm,
to the point where he actually thought that he was all our daddies and shit. So
mm,
it created strife, right? Because I'm growing into my own. I'm a butt header type person. I question everything under the sun. So like that dynamic just didn't always work to my benefit
yeah,
or to his or to my mom's, right? Because she's the one that has to now
deal with
play sides and all that shit. And then she looked at it because culturally he is the first son. So
yep,
and he stepped in for certain things. And when I'd be giving her grief, she would, call him and he would like play brother, don't play daddy. You're not my daddy. I
yeah,
understand what you're trying to do. Even then, I understood it, but the route you took, it created animosity in a way, to the
mm,
point where it's like the moment I remember vividly the day that it became hand on hand combat, and it was like I ain't that dude no more, brother. And since then, it was like, all right, you're a man, I'm a man. We're not gonna always agree.
mm,
And we kept it pushing. But to be like, no, I think more than anything, and this will be in the book or whatever. But like, I feel as though like I've been chasing and running away from my father more than anything else. Not wanting to be and be at the same time. So
mm,
it's a very interesting concept. That
mm.
mental that's a mental fuck right there.
Yeah, yeah. Please, can you write that down somewhere so we can make it an episode?
No,
Right.
that's my book.
Oh, okay.
That's literally the title to my book.
Mm,
The fuck? You weirdo?
I can have it. I will say for me, so I have an older sister. my mother's side, we're 10 years apart, and
Mhm. Yeah, I
I
think that's me and my brother too. I think it's
yeah,
10.
I literally followed in her footsteps till maybe college. So I went to the same elementary school she went to, I went to the same high school she went to, and it was up until college where I was like, I'm gonna go my own route." Um,
Mhm.
and that's when I started to kind of
And
like,
why so? Why do you think you was following her?
well, because I didn't have a choice, and the Haitians were just like, "You're gonna go to Saint Mathieu, and then you're gonna go to Fontbonne, because that's where your sister
Oh,
went." But
like, so you literally followed footsteps.
I
Okay, okay,
literally
okay. I
yeah,
thought it was
but
like
I
you
wanted
wanted
to.
to emulate her and all that other stuff.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I I mean, not that I'm saying anything bad about her, but, um, I think the people in my house had a psychology of, "Well, it worked for her. It worked for this child. Let's just bring them all this route. If it ain't broke, don't fix it." So literally, we all, like, even my cousins, we all went the same route except for high school, because then they went to Stoughton High and stuff like that. Um, but
It's so
no,
crazy
she
because
was
that's how I ended up at West Roxbury. When it was time for me
mm,
to transfer schools, my older brother went to West Roxbury, and he put it in my mom's head that that would be the best fit for me. I wanted to go to English High. You was not gonna tell me nothing else. I was going out there. I want to go play football. I knew people already. Blah blah. Listen, when I saw that
nope.
West Roxbury shit come across that paperwork, I was pissed.
Yep.
But
Yo.
not for nothing, the best decision. So like that. Those are the things, right? Like in the moment, I fought against it. Oh,
Mhm.
why does he think that he's and then in reality it was a better move.
Yeah, yeah. So, when we look at let's look future-wise. I know you have one, but let's say in a perfect world,
You said future wife?
future life?
Oh, life. I about to say,
Oh,
I have one. Yes, motherfucker.
love life, girl. Hold on, no. Um, let's say if when you have more, do you expect Caden to be the leader? And if you do, why?
Do I expect him to be the leader? I think I'm a firm believer some people are just natural born leaders.
Mhm.
Some people could be an example. You know what I mean? Because you was already here, you know what I expect out of you. But then at the same time, it's also going to be determined what comes after him.
Right.
If it's a boy, then yeah, you're not the de facto leader, but you've been here. You know
Yeah.
what I expect. You know what the standards are and all that other stuff, right? So you should be able to guide. I'm not telling you to mold and shape and all that shit. That's my job.
Mhm.
Um, but if it's a girl, that's something totally different. You can't really, yes, you've been here before, but that's two different paths that y'all walking. Her If it's a girl, her path is different than your path. If it's a boy, it's similar paths, but it could still be totally different paths also because you're you. Kaden different. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't expect the same thing from the next child. So just because you went through it and it worked for you this way, I can't expect him to pour it down. I wouldn't want him to.
Mhm.
Everybody got to walk and chart their own paths. So I'm a firm believer of that. It don't make you de facto. Now, can you help and guide? Yes, but you're
Mhm.
not de facto leader.
Mm. I will say, I do have the 2 boys. We we do tell Ramses to be a leader, but I think it goes back to what you said in regards to people are natural born leaders,
Hmm.
and I feel like Ramses is one of those natural born leaders.
Hmm.
And like I was saying to you with his whole football thing, and that'll be something we'll talk about. I know it's gonna come up later. Um, where I have to constantly remind him, like, "Yo, you gotta set the example for your brother, not necessarily because you're the leader, but because, like you just said, you've been here before. You know how
Hmm.
this is supposed to go." So there'll be times that Roman will do something, and then he'll go and do it, and I look at him, and he kinda has that look like, "Well, he's doing it," and I'm like, "Yeah," and I have to remind him. I was like, "How old is Roman?" He's like, "He's a baby." And I was like, "And how old are you?" And he's like, "I'm a big boy." I'm like, "You're not even telling me how old, but whatever. I'm gonna let that slide. I'm gonna let that rock out." I'm like, "So who like, what's your job?" And he goes, "To help Roman know right from wrong." So in that
Mhm.
sense, we encourage like, yes, you're the leader. Yes, you need to take charge. But if we shift it to like responsibilities and, carrying the family and, things like that, I could take it back to when we were original. So my family dynamic goes my sister, myself, and then my brother. So him
Mhm.
being the last born and the only boy, kind of, I think that's what magnified the stereotype of the firstborn male being the
Mhm.
leader. Because even though he was the youngest, he was still looked on as he has to be the leader of the family. When my aunt original I don't even know if I said this out loud. Well, I'll say it to anybody else, but originally, my aunt was going to give him the house when she found out, like,
Mhm.
when she found out her Social Security was being impacted because she was head of household. That's how fucked up this government is. They're like, you own a house and you're collecting Social Security.
Yo, I remember when I first learned that shit. I was like, "What the fuck? Wait, what?" So go be poor in order to get benefits.
Mhm, mhm. The benefits you already paid for because we took it out your check.
That's crazy.
So
Sorry.
she needed to take the house out of her name. And I remember he called me and was like, "Yo, yeah, she wants to give it to me, but it don't make no sense because you're the one that lives there and you're always there with them." So I told her, "Nah." Um, Plus I also think the condition of the house, it was not worth in his mind keeping. It would have been more work for him to have to do to uphold the house than to whatever. So I remember going to her with tears in my eyes, and not because, like, I was hurt. I wasn't sad, I was just hurt, and I went to her and I was like, "I'm with you every single day. When something goes wrong in this house, I'm the I left my apartment to come move back here because y'all was calling me every single day when something was broken to come and fix,
Mhm.
and your first thought was to give him the house." She said, "Well, he's the man. He's the guy. He's the man of
I
the
don't know what that
household."
means.
And so I just, he would know what to do. I looked at her and I said, "How sure are you about that?" And this was like in no shade to him. It was just in reality, like, what proof of that do you have?
Yeah.
I heard an echo.
Oh, I heard it about 3 times already. I don't know if you saw me looking around like this, but it's like when I first speak, I hear it.
Sure.
I don't hear it throughout the whole time I'm talking. Just like the first 2 words will echo. Any event.
Anyway, I'm just, yeah, we're gonna get into this, whatever. Um,
This is going to be crazy, guys. Just to let you know why we're going crazy right now. We scrapped 2 episodes
yes, we did.
because of echoes.
Yep, yep.
2 episodes
We missed a
had
week.
to be scrapped, and we had to we're gonna re-record them. And I'm kind of glad that we're waiting until when I come back because it'll be kind of like fresh. So
Mhm.
it's not like me trying to repeat the same things that I said last time.
Yes, yes, guys.
Yeah.
This is how much we care about the quality we give you. We wasn't gonna give you no, as Kevin likes to say, trash audio. Not happening. But no, for that to be her response, it hurt because you don't call him when something goes wrong. You call me.
Mhm.
But you really have that stereotype in your mind that because he's a man, it's only right for him to own the house because he's going to take care of it. I ended up having the house and we see what I've done so far. So, um, I know
In
you
the moment, did you ever think like, you know what? I should just, you know what? That's what you want. Cool, cool. Go ahead.
not then because I was already so knee deep in taking care of my mom. And
Mhm.
I think that's always something that I've had in the back of my mind. That's why I never moved out of Boston. That's why I never really got too far away. Maybe my intuition or the universe was keeping me close by because the universe knew I was gonna have to be the one to take care of her in the future. So it's kinda like because both my siblings left at one point, like, left the state, um, and I never did. So,
That's true. Well, I knew the boy left.
yeah, no, my sister was in Ohio for about 17 years.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, anyway. Alright, let's go to personal experiences. Moments where you felt that pressure. Alright. You know what? And it's funny because when I brought it up in therapy today, um, and I have to do my
that's what
disclaimer.
therapy you had today? You had joint therapy?
Yeah, I have 2 Wednesday, I have my personal therapy, and then we have our joint therapy. Baby, it's a double whammy. That's why I be
It's the
telling
same it's the same therapist or different therapist?
same company,
Oh,
though.
okay.
She has a whole field of what is it called? I almost said genres, specialties.
Okay.
Um, but it's funny, Renard brought it up today, in therapy. So the time where I felt the pressure and like I said, I'm not I mean, technically, I'm a half firstborn, but I was raised as a middle child. And I feel like let me take it
What the
let me
fuck did you just say? Yeah, half firstborn?
I mean, technically, I'm my father's firstborn, but I'm my mother's middle child. But because I was raised in my mother's family, I
You
was
make my
raised
head hurt sometimes.
how? You have the same fucking story. Are
No.
you not your mother's firstborn?
Yeah, but
Never.
oh, maybe that's the
And
stereotypical of me. I only think about the guy. That's so weird. I never even thought about that because I always just said I'm a middle child. I never thought about, well, I'm my mother's firstborn and my father's third.
well,
Yeah,
I mean,
third,
I
fourth. Damn, I'm my
I've
father's
always
fourth.
I've always told people I'm a middle child. Like, I've just now started saying well, I also didn't realize I had a s I didn't realize my sister was my half sister till, like, almost an adult.
Are
Like,
you the people that say halves, or do you just say that's my sister?
no, I say that's my sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think of her as a half. Like, we even look so much alike, but, like, I just
Yeah, I do.
yeah, I would
Your
never
hairstyle right now definitely makes you look like her.
hey, you I was waiting.
Mhm.
I was waiting. I was
I was
waiting
waiting for the right moment. I was
for
waiting for the right moment. I had a couple times. There was a couple openings before, but I let them go. You know, I'm trying to stay a little
it.
professional.
Um, but
For
I
those
will
that
say
don't know, guys, I don't like her hairstyle like this, and I
he does
told her this,
he did.
and she said, "Fuck you, I don't care."
I'm like,
I was like, "All right, that's your prerogative, but
can I
just
tell
know
you
I'm going to talk about it."
side note? I told Bernard after I was like I was like, "Kevin said that I look like a gumwin." And he was like, well, I
I
mean,
mean,
he's like, remember so and so's aunt?" And I was like, "The mean one?" He was like, "Yeah, she had a wig just like that." And I was like, "Bro, I asked
see,
you this
you
morning."
said wig. I never said wig. I wasn't going to put you out there like that.
Oh, listen, everybody know I'm the wig queen. But
So
Bernard,
the all the more reason why it's annoying to see that you just stuck with it because you could have just said, "Phoop, phoop," put on a new one. You decided
well,
not to.
I actually went upstairs to my wig closet and was gonna switch it, and I said, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna keep it on because I like it."
I like how you like change your frames. You put on the bamboo earrings. Still, was giving 57-year-old.
I
You can't style that one up.
yeah,
Don't know
I
what
know
it is.
I can't put it up, I can't not if I put it up, it's worse. We're gonna get back on track.
Mm-hmm. Because you tried that earlier.
I did. It made it worse. Um, a time that I felt the pressure was actually my mother's funeral
Hmm.
and when my
Why?
mother passed. So, A, like I said, I'm gonna make it a disclaimer. This is not me coming at anybody, this none of that. Um, it's just the what happened. And so my mother passes and I just took over. And I don't necessarily think of it as much and it's not until someone brings it up. Usually, Bernard will bring it up where I sit back and I'm like, "Damn, I really had to take care of everything, like, on my own." Like,
Okay.
I did the arrangement, and granted, they did try to help, and I have a mentality of, I know how it needs to be done, and I had been the one taking care of her, and very selfishly, I will admit, it was selfish of me to kinda do that. So, technically, if you think about it, I took the firstborn mentality of, "This is my job. This is my responsibility. I don't
Mhm.
need anybody's opinion, I don't need anybody's help because I had been doing this whole time. So I don't care what anybody has to say." And that was very selfish, and, we did end up having a conversation about that, but I did feel the pressure of being everybody's, like, emotional support because then my aunt fell apart, and she's supposed to be the leader of the family, like, she's the matriarch, like, she came here first. She held the whole family, she raised all of us, and this is her baby sister that passes, and she falls apart, and I'm like, "Bro, who the hell am I supposed to lean on right now?" Like, I didn't have anybody to kinda just hold me up,
Yeah.
and I do take accountability for the fact that I'm not good with telling people I need to be held up. I just go, "Fuck it. Get it done. You'll cry about it later." But when I sit back and think about it now, I'm like, "Damn, bro, niggas didn't even try." Like, they was just like, "Oh, she got it. Oh, she take care of it. Oh, it's all good." Um, so that's a moment where I really did feel the pressure of having not only to hold it together for me, but I had to hold it down for, like, everybody else, and then we was in COVID too, so, that's a
It's a
whole 'nother
different animal right there.
listen, listen. And unfortunately, it did build resentment for some time. I had moments where I was kinda like, "This isn't my job."
So hold on. So I'm gonna push on this one a little bit, right? Because your ego and
Mhm,
your control freak ass
mhm,
decided that you're gonna take on all this shit.
mhm.
Gimme, 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 gimme. But then create resentment towards other people because they didn't want to take some off your plate.
Yeah.
But when even by your words, you said they tried, but I felt as though I know what it was supposed to be. So you put that on you.
Mhm.
So why create resentment towards the others?
So, I'm gonna try to make it make sense. I
You're not,
feel
but go ahead.
shut up. Um, I feel like the reason I guess to me, it's a timing thing.
Okay.
You're stepping in at a time where it's at the end. To me, I kinda looked like I already filled out the application and you're coming to just put your signature and then submit. No. I feel like if we were on this journey together the whole time, putting equal amount of work in, I probably would have been less resistant to you coming in at the end to say, "This is what I want to happen. This is what I want to happen." And I'm like, "I don't give a fuck what you want to happen. You wasn't in the gym shooting with me. What is it? No, you wasn't in the." Oh my god.
You
I don't know the
wasn't with
difference.
me in the shooting in the gym.
Yeah.
Bitch, you
You was
wasn't with me doing it in the gym.
you was waiting for me in the parking lot with the car running, like, no. So, I think and it doesn't necessarily make sense, but that's the logic in my mind. I saw it as you didn't give the full 50%. I gave 78, 90, whatever, and you come at the end to be like, "Oh, yes, let's all do this together." Nigga, we wasn't all doing it together and what? No. I don't wanna
But
do it together.
again, if they're now coming, whether it's for credit or not, unload some of that shit. You
Feel like,
can't not want to unload it and then be mad later on. Like the only person you could be mad at, to be completely honest, is you because your ego wanted to be like, I did it by myself.
yeah.
None,
Well
nobody helped me. But in reality, they tried to help. Whether it
well
was in their time frame, whether it was the last minute so they could get the shine and the glory, you know what you did. God
well,
knows what you did.
here's the thing. It wasn't an ego thing, and I didn't care who saw what. 'Cause a lot of
Mhm.
times I don't tell people what I did. I got it done. It wasn't an ego thing. To me, it was a I don't know, like, I don't know what the word is because and the reason why I don't classify it as ego is because I didn't care if anybody else saw it. I would walk in the shadows, do it as long as I did all the work by myself. Like, I don't care who
Mhm.
had sight to that. But it was just the fact I know how much effort was put in, and I don't know. I don't know. And I know it wasn't ego. I just
You want to be the boss. That's your problem.
oh, yeah. No, I am extremely controlling. I am full fully aware of that. I don't even
So
count it.
it goes back to what we're kind of talking about right now. It's almost as if, like I said earlier, there's natural born leaders.
Mhm.
Don't get it confused with control freaks now. Control freaks are control freaks. That doesn't make them a natural born leader. They're just like some, case in point, they want to be in total control of everything, be
Yeah.
damned anybody else's opinion, but that's not true quality of a leader. True
Mm.
quality of a leader is to know when to delegate, is to know when to accept help, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you're not a leader, but natural, instinctively knowing how to, all right, no matter, be damned the outcome, it's all about the overall goal, right?
Yeah.
The overall goal is to attack this and be successful at it.
Yeah.
I need to delegate these things so that I'm not burnt out. I could give guidance,
Yeah.
right? And you could be like, hey, listen, this is da 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 da. I gave my piece because I don't technically own this, right? And
Mhm.
I need to understand that, not saying that I'm some type of better leader or whatever the case may be, because this is stuff that I had to learn along the way. Because, like you, I am a control freak. I don't want to let people, what? No, this is how it's going to happen, or the highway which you be damned. But over time, you have to realize, like, nobody wins in that scenario
I know.
because now I done put so much pressure on myself, took on all these tasks, and people get to hang out and chill. And now I'm looking at them like these fucking lazy
Yeah.
bastards. In
Bugging.
reality, they're really not though. They tried to help, but your controlling ass didn't want to fucking allow them the space to help. And now you looking at them crazy. You see what I'm saying? That's not a leader. And that's the difference with making the firstborn the leader. Because if they don't know how to lead, not everybody can lead. Not everybody understands or takes the time to develop that thought process on how to be a leader. That's not something. There's very few people that are natural born leaders. Some people might have leadership qualities, thus making you a natural born leader. So it's the process is a little bit slower for you, or whatever the case. I mean, quicker for you to understand how to lead, right? But like even the greatest of the greatest, it takes some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So
disrobed. Like,
I didn't know what was going on right now. I was like, does she know this is a video podcast? And does she know that maybe Renard's sitting across from her, but cameras on, cameras on.
it's like, you know I could see you, right? Listen,
But
I was just
yeah,
praying like, "God, don't let my wig come off." But anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I was,
Listen, I was praying.
that's the only reason why I kept staring. Like, I was like, I hope when she take that hoodie off, the fucking hood, the wig come right off with it.
Oh, Lord.
Just
Um,
looking goofy.
so I guess also, if you think about it, let's and then that I guess not necessarily on us. If you think about leadership and, like, being the firstborn, and I guess I don't really have much to say, but maybe I guess we can reflect on TV or whatever. The unspoken disappointment of parents when their firstborn doesn't live up to that expectation. So I guess actually we could take it. Let's say, God forbid, we'll knock on wood, that our firstborn, so Ramses and Caden, do not live up to the expectations that we have. How do you think you are going to take that?
So here's the thing.
You gonna tell me
What's the expectation?
What is
No, no, wholehearted on God's honest truth, right?
Mhm.
There was expectations for us
Mm.
because we're the first ones born here. We have these opportunities and blah blah blah. I came from another country and look what I did.
My ass
All
to
right,
get you here.
now you're talking about we're the ones with multiple degrees. We have high paying jobs. We're entrepreneurs. So like what are we actually expecting from a bunch of suburb babies that are trust fund kids? They're trust fund kids. The only expectation is just don't fuck this up. Like
Okay, so
just don't fuck this up.
what happens if they do?
It'll be hard for them to fuck it up because Leo at law got our paperwork in order. Okay? Yeah, I mean, I ain't no dummy now. Like I believe in my child and my nephews and all that stuff, but there's always one in the bunch. There's always one in the bunch. You
Oh,
know, let's be completely honest. If I'm thinking about me, Steph, Nice, you know, I would say I'm the one in the bunch. I was the one that was
I said the same thing
fuck
twice.
this shit. Let's blow this money, man. In the clubs and all shit, being fiscally irresponsible and all that shit. And I learned later, right? While they have their things in order, so by
Mm.
the time they was ready to become adults, like we all became adults at the same time. But then I was like, oh shit, I'm a little bit behind the curve. Guess I got to work 2 times harder now because I was the one.
Yeah.
Now, there's others in the circle that are way worse than I am, but I can't talk about them. I can only talk about me. All right. I don't check people's pockets. I can only check my pockets, and sometimes they had some lint in there. Okay, so I understand. But back to your question about what if, right? For me, the expectations for this next generation is fucking simple. You don't have to work. We don't put those added pressures like you only have to bring A's and B's home and you gotta go to college. It's an unwritten thing. Like I don't think none of us, even though you beat the shit out of your kids, but there's no true like you're doing this, da, 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 da. You know what I mean? Like the way we was raised, I don't think we're well, the rest of us, not you. We're gentle parents. Like we're fucking soft ass punks. You know what I mean? Like, and these kids know that they got us wrapped around their fucking fingers. When you're getting fucking random phone calls in the middle of the day, can do you think you could buy me at least? The game's only $60. You know what I mean? Like this is the phone. Can you imagine us fixing our lips to call our parents in the middle of a work day to ask them? I couldn't even ask for $5 fucking, let alone
Yeah.
$60 for some damn video game.
Yo,
All right, you know what I mean.
Ran-
So it's like
Randy's got a
the
sweet.
expectations are different for them. It's very minimal. Don't
Yeah.
fuck this up. Like, and I'm the parent, like, I don't care if you go to college or not. It'd be nice because you get to go experience college differently. But I don't think college is
Yeah.
for everybody. I've seen some most successful people that only have high school. Like, who cares? But what's the plan? And that's where I
I,
sit with that. What's the fucking plan? Because you
I
ain't gonna be no bum in my basement. That's for sure. Think you're gonna
I
wait for
will
your
say
trust fund to kick in? Because it ain't. It ain't.
I will say this. I am with you in the sense of I I will not force my kids to go to college
Yeah.
because like like you just said, we are living in a society where a lot of times the people making the most money did not go to college.
Barely
But
made it out of high school. They was in the back of the room crackling jokes.
but you will have a trade. If you will not go to college, you will have a trade. Those are my 2 options. Like those I said those are my 2
What
options.
if they want to be an entrepreneur,
I need you to
following
go
the footsteps of all their damn near every fucking adult in their life?
I will
Because we
yes.
all have at
Oh,
least
yeah.
one business.
Pull a business plan together.
All right,
Well, I mean, all Ramsey's gotta do is continue with his books. You listen, like you
boom.
said, we setting them up. So just
You
don't
can't. They literally have to be a massive fuck up to fuck this up. Like legitimate. Like
mm-mm.
I don't see it. I think they're raised right. Now, Ramsey and Roman's gonna have a lot. Well, not necessarily Roman, 'cause I think Roman gonna kick your ass one day. But Ramsey's gonna have about like a team of therapists. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's about as bad as it's gonna get for him. You know what I mean? It's like things are pretty set up
I'll
for
start
these
I'll start
kids,
the GoFundMe.
huh?
I'll start the GoFundMe.
But yeah, I mean,
But even if I go back to what I was telling you, was it this morning about football?
yes,
I really am that parent. I told my therapist about it, and she was like, "Could you not? He is 4. He's doing what he's supposed to." And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. He is on the field just twirling around and not like y'all."
he's
So
being a boy who is all of 5,
he's 4.
4,
I
a
know.
big ass 4. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm trying to get 8, 9 year olds to focus on the football field. Do you know how difficult that shit is? And you want a 4 year old with a lot of shit happening. This is not even a structured environment like I have my kids in, where it's like we have our space on the field. We all know what we're going to be doing. I have 2 assistant coaches and all that shit. You're talking about there's parents all over the place. There's kids playing, and across that field, there's another group of kids playing, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what his setup is, and he's just twirling around sometimes, but they did let him hike the ball. Is that what it's called? He's the
And,
hike
and you have some nerve. You don't even know what's going on, but yet you want to be yelling at somebody.
at all, at all. So I'm going to try to just shut up next Saturday.
No, no. What you need to do is shut the fuck up.
Yes, yes. I was trying to be polite, but I'm going to. And
No, no polite for you.
I said it to both therapists. I said, "I'm just gonna shut up. I'm just not gonna speak," because I was yelling, I was
No,
screaming
you could cheer. Nobody's telling you not to cheer. You could cheer.
because I was like, "Eyes on the ball, focus, go get the flag." Da-da-da-da," and like, I
You
won't
know
stop.
how many times I would be coaching or I'm in the middle of a practice and I'll call a huddle and I'll be like, guys, don't listen to your parents. This is the one time I'm going to tell you. Do not listen to your parents. Focus on what me and the coaches are telling you right now. And then all that yelling, just act like they're talking to somebody else. Do not listen to your parents. Because sometimes y'all are sitting there contradicting the shit that we're trying to tell them and teach them.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I am agreeing with you. I know that I have a listen, there was one kid who before like Ramses went to grab his flag and he shoved Ramses. I literally went to Renard and I said, "That little boy come one more time and I'm gonna find his mother in the parking lot." And Renard was talking to another dad, and the
For
dad
what?
was like, "This is why my wife stays home. Like, no, this is why moms should not come because y'all don't understand the game." I said, "Fuck this game. This kid just pushed my child while my child was doing what he's supposed to do was grab the flag. Fucking tell your child how to play the game so that he don't push my child." Like, anyway.
Yo, imagine for me, I'm a coach.
Mhm.
Both Caden's moms, Bio and Bonus, they're watching football. Caden gets bent backwards, and I'm saying, looking at her, I'm like, damn. And it's always one of those things. So it's like you're a dad, but you're a coach at the same time. So so coach hat comes on first. It's like, yo, you good? Can you do another play? And then, but you can see in those moments, I never break eyes towards the sideline because one's gonna have one reaction and another one's gonna have another reaction, but both are bad. Both are bad
Yep.
because it's
And
like
you're gonna come.
and damn near both be ready to run onto the fucking field. I'm like, if y'all don't go sit, yeah, because I'm the type of person I was like,
Oh,
you ready for the next play or no? No, so take your ass to the bench. I'll see you in 3 plays.
Lord have mercy. All right.
But meanwhile, the other kids, they fucking trip wrong. I'm like, "Oh, you okay? Well, let's walk
Oh,
over here."
you softer with the
Yeah.
other kids than with your own.
They're not my child. So I have to you have to
You know your child's limit.
I know all my kids' limits. You know what I mean? All my athletes, I know their limits. I know how they need to be coached. Some of them need to be coddled a little bit more. But what we realized this last football season, and we could get off of this, most of the boys will not listen to their dads. they're
Mm.
gonna listen to another coach. They're more likely to listen and follow and actually retain another coach's words because you hear that voice
Yeah.
every day, constant, right? So, like for Caden, it was Coach Glenn. For me, I was one for another one, and Coach Jerry was another one for, you know what I mean? Like our sons, although they'll listen and they'll work with us, but they're more able to retain from another coach. It was so weird. It was so weird watching it this past season.
All right, let's get into the reality check.
Ooh. Larry, check yourself,
Check.
my man.
To say what people avoid saying, and the truth of the matter is, guys, not every firstborn is meant to lead. And I think that the people in the situations where their firstborn is not necessarily the leader, and uh, at the end of the day, it's not because they're a bad person, but sometimes they're still healing from whatever it is that they had to go through. They're still figuring out
Excuse
life, and then you have this pressure of, "Oh my god, I'm the firstborn and I have to be the one to be in charge. I have to be the one to get it together. I have to be the one to be the example." And sometimes they're like what? Teenagers at the time.
me.
Our fucking parents, and the minute you could start reading and writing, they just put all these responses. "Oh my god, I'm doing this."
Told you that already, but okay.
And they were never given. I give Ramses a tool, but you know, I think the thing that we grew up with that we're trying to remove is the projection of leadership. Because what we
Mhm.
do is what they did, and what we're trying not to do, what they did was they projected instead of developing. Yes, they told us to be the leaders. Yes, they told the firstborn, you have to do this, you have to do that. But how often was the firstborn shown how to do it? A lot of
Mm.
times you're told, you hear, this is your country. This is your environment. You should know how to do this. And it's like, no, I still have to learn, and you are my first teacher. So if you want me to do something and you don't even have the capacity to teach me how to do it, how are you able to put that expectation on me?
Yeah.
Well, that was this. That was this. All right.
Wait, is it this one or this
I
one?
don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I was hoping you were just gonna let it rock out.
The dilemmas of being 40, trying to keep up with these 20 somethings.
I actually found a shirt that said, "I'm celebrating my second 20th birthday." I'm gonna buy it. But anyway. All right.
You're
Some
annoying.
Yeah, I know. Some families aren't struggling because nobody wants to lead. They're struggling because the wrong person was expected to. Ooh, guys, and I need to make this disclaimer because I am
Does
a child.
this line resonate with you or something?
See, I knew you was gonna do that. That's why I
I'm
make
asking a
these.
question.
Yeah,
This is
no,
my journalistic integrity. I
yeah, I
had
know.
to ask
Yeah.
questions.
Listen, messy petty, messy
No.
Bessie. Guys, this is not me saying or speaking ill of my older sibling. I had a conversation with my husband and thought it was going to be a great topic. I am not coming at anybody. Please do not try to make this a thing. It is not. Continue.
I think if you feel like she's coming at you, then she coming at you.
Oh, you are so messy. Just so messy, nobody. Uh,
Ah!
uh,
Um,
how do we
it,
shift
it,
the
it's
narrative? Well, go ahead. Go ahead. What were you going to say? My bad.
no, you good. Let's shift the narrative. Let's shift it
Go ahead.
because you might have to walk down a dark alley one day and get clocked across your head
Listen.
talking about people. Um, but you know what's crazy? You keep saying, "Oh, yeah." Leave it alone, Kevin. Leave it alone.
No, no,
Shift to the narrative.
no, we're
Let's
doing
shift the
real.
narrative.
This is real conversations. Go ahead, because whatever you're thinking, somebody else is thinking. Let's clear it out.
Nah, the crazy thing is the conversation that we're having,
Mm.
it's not even really about the person that the people would think it would be about. When I'm pointing certain things out, it's towards another sibling. It's so Assume what you want to assume.
There's that. There is that. All right. How do we shift the narrative?
We shifting the narrative by development, not
Ooh,
just assignment, right? I think that's what we're mainly saying. It's if you want that firstborn to be that actual leader,
teach him.
develop that leader.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, you was born first." Okay, I did my job.
Yeah.
You just you. I was about to say some fucked up shit. Uh, you came out first, so that's it. All right, I'm gonna go live my life till I croak,
Yeah.
but not really developing a leader. But see, here's the thing: if you're not a leader yourself, how are you gonna develop a leader?
Mm.
Somebody told you you put yourself in this position right now.
Yeah.
You're the leader. You're the head of the household. Why? Because you made more money at a time.
Mm.
Making
It-
more money doesn't make you a leader of a household.
Nope. Nope.
Having an extra appendage in between your legs doesn't make you a leader of a household. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's so many things and qualities that
You're
you
talking about.
need to be a leader. To be a leader, you got to be willing to follow also.
You're not listening to me. What's
Huh?
appendage? You said appendage.
Appendage?
You said having an extra appendage in between your legs. Are you talking about penis?
Appendage.
What's a
Having a a penis.
okay?
Having a penis in between your two legs.
Oh, what?
Jesus
You gotta
Christ.
break it down for us basic.
Appendage. You know, two legs, that's an appendage attached. Two arms, attached, appendage. You
Never
have
heard that
a
word.
fifth appendage just dangling.
Never heard that word before in my life.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Nope. I'm sure you're saying it right. I've just never heard about it. But to take a quick pause about shifting the narrative, I want to take it back old school because there are kind of what you said, right? There are people in the previous generation who it was just like, you're the oldest, you're the leader. Case in point, our co-host, our honorary co-host, first of 11, came here first, carried the family on her back, but now she's at a point where she does not have got no car. Literally, okay. There's a K. I'll wait. I should refill my wine. Do. You didn't even give me no like heads up that you was gonna disappear. You so rude.
I study, my man. I study. I have to do parenting stuff.
Let's go.
He has I had to it's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, we going on a vacation, but shit. You gotta wake up early.
But no, if we look at Nenen,
Mm-hmm.
who was the leader because she's the firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
Came over here, brought everybody over with her, maintained that leadership style, that leadership status
Mm-hmm.
because her siblings, like legit, when I tell you, it was a relationship to the sense of none of them did anything without talking to her about it first.
Mm.
And when I say none of them, I mean full blown, already married, have kids, and they're still going to her for her advice and her opinion and her approval before going through with anything. Do you know how many issues that caused within marriages? Like the brothers with their wives, like the wives. I think there was one aunt of mine that was like, "Well, then go live with your sister. Go be married to your sister if that's who you need the approval from." And used to what happened with my parents. The marriage didn't last. So, um, I think and then
And
so
didn't Renard tell you y'all wouldn't have lasted also?
yep, yep, yep. Listen, it's funny because we talked about that in therapy today, and he told me that he's not gonna let that be
How
the
long is y'all therapy session?
an hour. Let me tell you something. That last 20 minutes, though, I opened up a can of worms, and he was going out just like, "We gotta end. It's time to go." Like we
Oh
got
Lord.
like
What'd you do?
I lit the fire. No, we started talking about kind of just what the dynamics and how my parents had to deal with this environment because we live with my aunt lived with us, so
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of situations that I will see where She does the I'm the eldest, so I'm in charge and I know what's right and it needs to be my way or the highway and all this other stuff. So my what I try to do as his wife is I want to make sure he's okay because he looks at it as you allow her to do these things. It's not necessarily that I allow it. It's the fact that A, she's 87 years old. I know she's not going to change. B, we have to find a different workaround because
Mhm.
standing 10 toes down and saying, fuck what you think, this is what's going to happen, that doesn't work with that generation because to
Mm.
them, it is being disrespectful and they're just going to shut down. And instead of helping them change, they're just going to be like, oh my God, you're a disrespectful child. And I'm just going to sit in this corner and just croak over as opposed to, oh, let me try to understand what I can do to change. But anyway, that's a conversation for a different day. But to go back to, her leadership situation, she struggles now. And I can see the struggle in her because she's used to being the leader. She's used to being the go-to person. She's used to being the fixer, all of that. She has
Yeah.
issues because case in point this morning, Ramses was putting on his hoodie and she's like, "You want me to help you? I can help you." And I'm like, Ramses gets stressed by himself. Like he doesn't need help. And I think she's at that point where it hurts her that no one needs her help because she was raised to
I can
be
see that.
yeah, she was raised to be that go-to person. She was raised to be the one that carries everybody. And everyone she carried has passed. And now she's living in a house with other leaders. And I remember when Ramses was first born and we finally came back home because we were renovating. So we were in an Airbnb for a while. And then when we came back home, her and I were butting heads so much that I
Over
literally
what?
anything. I wherever she would put like if I had something organized a certain way, she would move it because she didn't think it made sense that way. And I'm like, no, we need to put it this way, or the messes that she would leave, or just how things were put in the house, or just I'm like, hey, you left this plate out. Like this plate needs to be in the dishwasher, or you need to throw like whatever. Like it was just that type of how the order was growing up. That's not what we doing anymore. Like this is
Yeah.
the new unfortunately, I hate saying it like this, but there's a new sheriff in town. And so it was hard for her. And so we actually we had a conversation where I was pretty much like, I don't wanna keep bumping heads with you. Like I respect you. You are the matriarch of this family, but things they need to be done differently. And she admitted to me that she's not used to not being in control. And she's not used
Yeah.
to having to what she felt was ask permission to do things. And I'm like, I don't and for her, she took it as you're treating me like a child. Whereas I'm like, I'm not treating you like a child. I'm telling you there's a new set of rules that need to be put in place because it is a different world. So
Mm.
that's just a little tidbit of the leadership dynamic of that generation versus the leadership dynamic that the leadership dynamic that we were raised in and what we're trying to build.
Yeah.
And that could be part of, that's how we shift the narrative. We have to I think the biggest thing or the biggest help or step, whatever, in shifting the narrative is communication. And that is something that I feel I'm going to say culture-wise because clearly that is the basis of our show, but communication is probably the hardest, most complex concept in our culture
Yeah.
because
I agree.
the the minute something is just it don't even have to be said wrong. If I take it wrong, you did that. That's your fault.
Facts.
You may matter of fact, the other day, Ramses fell. He was holding on to me for something, and I was like, "Yo, let go." And I like moved my arm for him to let go, and he fell. He was like, "Mommy, you made me fall. It's your fault. You need to say sorry." First of all, I told your ass to get off me. and you didn't. And now it's
Yeah,
my fault.
sounds like a personal problem to me, playboy.
Mm, okay. All right, let's move on to rapid fire.
Lego.
All right. You're first. Should the oldest always be the example?
No.
Who do you think
Wait,
usually
you said example?
yes.
Example? Yes.
Who do you think usually ends up being the real leader in the family? Mm, too long. Hurry up.
I'm mad. Um, pass.
We're gonna come back to it. No passing. Is
Duh.
leadership something you're born into or grow into?
Grow.
Have you ever felt pressure to lead something you weren't ready for?
Yes.
What's worse, no leader or wrong leader?
Wrong.
Your turn. Oh no. Let's go back to who do you yeah. So who do you think usually ends up being the real leader?
My gut says the person that deserves it, but the reality is it's gonna be the firstborn. We're
Mm,
still stuck in those days.
mm. All right, pull you in. I can't wait to answer your question.
Did you ever feel like leadership was forced on you?
Mhm.
Muncie, you stole that shit and never wanted to let it go. Do you think parents realize the pressure they put on their firstborns?
No.
Can a younger sibling lead without disrespecting the family structure?
Yes.
Have you ever had to step back from being the strong one?
No.
She don't know how to. What does healthy family leadership actually look like to you?
I don't know. I'm working on that, and that is my truthful answer. But I do wanna answer some of yours, so why don't you ask me yours, and I'll ask you mine.
Okay. Should the oldest always be the example?
Nope.
But yet you tell Ramsey he's supposed to be the example just because your personal feelings about, yeah, see? But yeah, I'm the messy boots. You give me reasons to say certain
Well, see,
shit,
here's
but
the
I'm the
thing too.
messy boots.
Well, if you think about it, like we can do angel's advocate. Technically, I'm the oldest from my father, right? Granted, I don't have that mindset of being the oldest, and for me, I'm forever the middle child. For my father's side, I'm the oldest. I don't think I should be the example for my younger sibling because of the fact that I know I am a control freak. I don't allow myself a break, and everything that I have built was built off of anxiety and fear of failure. I don't think I'm a good example of a leader. If
Hmm.
that saves the messiness, but go ahead.
Hmm. Um, I lost my train of thought. Is leadership something you're born into or grow into?
I think you're born into it. We'll
Okay.
fight after.
Have you ever felt pressure to lead something you weren't ready for?
Yes.
Wait. Yes. Okay. What's worse, no leader or wrong leader?
It has to be the wrong leader. I'm with
Okay.
you on that one. All right. Did
Okay.
you ever feel like leadership was forced on you?
No.
Do you think parents realize the pressure they put on their firstborn?
Yeah. No. Do they realize? No.
Can a younger sibling lead without disrespecting the family structure? Hmm.
Yes.
Have you ever had to step back from being the strong one?
Uh, yes.
What does a healthy family leader actually look like to you?
A healthy one. What does it look like to me? One that knows how to actually lead. One that knows
Oh,
how to delegate.
hear you
Puts people in the right.
scratching.
Huh?
I can hear you scratching your head.
Yeah, this mic picks up everything. Um, One that could actually lead, one that knows how to delegate, one that knows how to communicate, one that actually could put their ego aside, and the list goes on and on.
I was about to say, nigga, you thought about this. Tell me, I want to dive into,
Yo, this new camera angle, I can't even sneak be on my phone. Like every time I
no,
touch it, people
well,
see it.
first of all, first of all. pause every time I touch it. Just, and then you moved your
I was
hand.
talking about my phone, you
I
weirdo.
I understand that, but
No,
where
pause in your brain. How about that? There was nothing pause worthy right now.
I want to dive into a time where you had to step back from being the strong one. Um, can you give me an example and how did you arrive? Like, how were you able to do that? And this is me trying to learn.
To step back,
From
oh,
being
my give a fuck is broken. So once I feel as though something's not, I'm not gonna stress myself over it. And I'm too much of a control freak, so sometimes I just gotta be like, nope, cool, walk the fuck away, let that bitch burn the fuck down, and don't call me when it burnt though, because I ain't got no water, I ain't got no bridges, I don't do construction. I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh. So to go to the question I said, who do you think usually ends up being the real leader in the family? I think it ends up being the person who doesn't have kids or married. Does that make sense? Like the person that looks like they don't have responsibility. They're like, well, you can just take care of everything because you don't have something else that you're dealing with. You don't have another life. You don't have other people
I can
depending
see
on
that.
you.
Yeah,
So
I can see that.
that's my answer to that question. Um,
Yeah, I could totally see that.
yeah. Like, and again, this is not me coming at anybody who is my family member because
Oh my God, we
I
get
have,
it. You're talking
I have
about your
to
siblings.
do it. Shut up. I do think that a lot of things were dumped on my lap. I am starting to slouch. I do think a lot of things were dumped
You've
on my
been
lap.
slouching.
Shut up.
Because I was looking at one point, I was like, yo, is their chair mad
Yeah,
low or is that the camera angle?
I'm just getting
I
lower
told
and
you I
lower.
was going to record like, what was my recording? This is how I was
Yeah,
going
I
to
was just
record
like
today?
that. No face, no face, no
I
case.
messed up.
Ugh, let me get up. All right.
That's what I'm doing for the
Um,
rest of the show right here, y'all.
oh Lord Jesus, here we go. He's at it, guys. At least we got him to not wear glasses. Um, I think
That was
because
a mistake. The glasses must come back. It's only because everything is a chaos in here, so I couldn't find the glasses that I wanted to put on today.
it was God. Um, yeah, no, I do think that at one point I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, so I think our culture sees that as you have the capacity to
Yeah, you're
hold
a
more.
IPAV.
Why are you like this?
Why not, man? This shit
Anyway,
comes quick. I gotta let it out.
final takeaways. All
Let's
right,
do it.
guys. Leadership isn't about who came first. It's about who is willing and able to show up consistently. A lot of times you got to look back and think, what role did I inherit? And is it actually mine?
Even though I say you're a walking brand, you represent the ones that came before you, the ones that are coming after you. Everybody's a walking brand. That's what Kevin B the brand is all about. But families don't need a title holder. I promise you that. If you're a leader, you're gonna lead regardless. And people's naturally just gonna fall in line. I promise you. They need somebody who's going to guide them, who's going to protect them, who's going to delegate, communicate, and all the pretty words that the therapists tell us all the time. That's the mark of a true leader. They didn't need to come first. They didn't need to come last. They could fall somewhere in the middle. They could be 10 years younger. They could be 30 years older. A leader is going to be a leader.
I
It's
heard a
just
specific.
going to happen. Because they're always going to say, am I leading or am I just carrying what was handed to me?
Mm,
So, thank you. Wait,
yep, you're right.
I read taping. Sorry. Thank you for tapping into another episode of Roots to Realities. If this conversation challenged you, like it did for Shu, made you reflect, like it didn't do for Shu, or even made you a little uncomfortable, like it did for Shu's siblings, then we did what we came here to do.
Because these aren't just conversations for content. These are real discussions families, communities, and generations need to have. So make sure you subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who needs to be a part of this conversation.
And if you know Shu's siblings, go ahead and share this conversation with them, because clearly they need some conversations that need to be had. I should have had about a few years ago, you know? Till then, you can catch us on YouTube on all podcast platforms. This is what? Who writes like this? It's your boy Kevin B. the Brand alongside
Shu, your vibing answer. We'll see you next episode.
Till next time, peace.
Oh, my cheeks hurt. Oh, jeez.